Previous videos have explained the basics of Nebraska's Perkins County Canal project, including some of the benefits that would result from the retiming of water supplies in the South Platte River system, and the protection provided by the project against existing junior Colorado users and new Colorado water development as established in the South Platte River Compact. Studies by nationally and internationally recognized experts in water management and natural resources economics showed that these project benefits would significantly outweigh project costs. But these earlier economic summaries did not include several additional benefits provided by the project, benefits that were made crystal clear during the 2023 irrigation season with prolonged high flows in the South Platte River. This video focuses on one of those aspects in particular, called surplus flows, which are specifically outlined in the South Platte River Compact itself. Article 6 of the Compact establishes the right for the Perkins County Canal to divert water in the non-irrigation season, or October 15th to April 1st. Earlier estimates of the quantity of water available to the canal and the benefits from the project have focused on this time period. But the compact also allows Nebraska to divert and store water during the irrigation season, or April 1st to October 15th, by intercepting surplus waters when available. In 2023, surplus flows were not only available, they were abundant. In mid-May of 2023, widespread storms brought significant rains to the South Platte Basin, and a series of additional rain events took place over the following weeks. The precipitation, along with snowmelt from the mountains to the west, had an impact on the entire South Platte Basin within Colorado, including at these key locations within or just upstream of the lower section, as defined by the compact. Denver experienced several heavy rains, including an event on June 22nd that brought high flows to downtown's Confluence Park. Here, flows were around 5,000 CFS, as shown in this footage. Flows at the Balzac gauge, just upstream of the South Platte's lower section, also began to increase in mid-May following the initial storms, with flows exceeding 4,500 CFS on May 14th. On the following day, May 15th, flows dropped to approximately 2,800 CFS, but these flows were still significant, as shown in this drone imagery. Moving past the Balzac gauge, the Pruitt Diversion Dam is located 4 miles downstream, and the high flows reach the dam shortly after passing the Balzac gauge. The diversion dam is where water is diverted for the Pruitt Inlet, Johnson and Edwards, and Tetzel canals. Taking a closer look at the Pruitt Diversion Dam, this footage shows the location of the dam and the primary diversions, looking downstream on the South Platte River. Even with the canals diverting large amounts of water from the stream, gauge records show an estimated 2,800 CFS flowing past the dam and continuing downstream in the river on May 15th. As a reminder, flows at this location only a few months earlier, in late February, were much lower, with basically zero flow past the diversion dam. Yet, flows continued to reach Nebraska due to the impact of return flows, as described in another video by the Nebraska Department of Natural Resources. For comparison, this footage shows high flows nearly submerging the diversion dam structure later in the year, on June 14th. Flows past the diversion dam topped 10,000 CFS, resulting in lowland flooding. These types of high water events happen periodically on the South Platte, and they provide an opportunity to store a portion of the flows to be used later, when supplies are more limited. In 2023, The high flows continued to move downstream to near a small town named Ovid, Colorado, an important location on the South Platte River. The original Perkins County Canal was designed to divert water just southwest of Ovid, not far from the location shown in this drone video. As the high flows of 2023 moved past this location near Ovid, estimates were made of the quantity of water in this portion of the river and how much of that flow would be available for a future Perkins Canal. To estimate the flow at the original canal diversion location, the Julesburg gauges, located around 10 miles downstream, served as the primary data source. The flow in the South Platte River at Julesburg provided a good starting point for estimating the flows that would have been available to the Perkins Canal. As shown in both hydrographic data and drone imagery, the flows at Julesburg were a little under 900 CFS in mid-May, and later increased tenfold to over 9,000 CFS in late June. Drone imagery taken at the same period, including this June 26th footage, provides additional evidence of the large volumes of water in the river near the historical diversion location by Ovid. While the 2023 high flow conditions were impressive, they were not unique. Even higher flows have occurred in the recent past on the South Platte, including the 2013 flood shown here, where extensive lowland flooding occurred and property damage was reported when flows at Julesburg reached around 20,000 CFS, over twice the rate of the highest flows seen in 2023. These high flows also impacted Nebraska, with around $1.7 million in flood damages to businesses, residences, and other property. And these are just a couple of high-flow events that have historically occurred during the irrigation season. This graph shows a few of the more notable high-flow events that have occurred historically, and they are only a portion of the years when high flows at Julesburg occurred during the irrigation season, the period that the Perkins County Canal could capture surplus flows. In fact, there are dozens of periods since records were kept in 1902 where high flows have occurred. With the recorded flows at Julesburg serving as an estimate for the amount of water available to the new canal, identifying how much of this flow actually could have been diverted during the 2023 event was relatively straightforward. First, the estimate was made more conservative by assuming the first 120 CFS of flow would need to remain in the river, flowing across the state line to allow Colorado to comply with the 120 CFS flow requirement in Article 4 of the Compact. Next, an estimate was made for the volume of water that could have been diverted by a canal with a 500 CFS capacity. Through July 24, 2023, this volume was estimated at about 72,500 acre-feet, enough water to fill Lincoln's Memorial Stadium around 240 times. The results of this investigation of the 2023 surplus flows show that significant quantities of water were available for storage, quantities equivalent to the storage volumes of some of Nebraska's largest reservoirs. And again, these stored supplies and the many benefits they could provide were not factored into the previous economic evaluations of the project. It's important to note that operations of the Perkins Canal and reservoir system would be conducted in a way that protects downstream interests in Nebraska, including those other projects and programs that divert water from the South Platte and Platte rivers in the irrigation season. Other initiatives, such as state in-stream flow rights and target flows under the Platte River Recovery and Implementation Program, also require that certain flow quantities are maintained in the stream. The Perkins County Canal project would work in coordination with these and other Nebraska water users and efforts.
So honestly, 2023 really could not have been a better example of the immense value the South Platte Canal and Reservoir System could have brought to Nebraska in just this 1 year. Probably somewhere around triple the amount of water was available beyond what was needed to irrigate, generate power, and provide all the downstream benefits. And that was here for much of the early spring and summer of 2023.
the project is moving forward with many different organizations, government agencies across the state working together. And this is a wonderful opportunity for the state of Nebraska to work together for the benefit of the folks across the state of Nebraska and to protect the flows in the South Platte River.
The connectedness that exists in western Nebraska, how all of these storage facilities, including the new South Platte Canal and Reservoir, work together. Each facility, each piece of infrastructure, helping the other achieve these sustainable water supplies for Nebraska, for all of Nebraska, and for all of Nebraska's benefit.
Because of several key connections that link the North Platte and South Platte rivers, the additional water supply reliability provided by the Perkins County Canal project on the South Platte River would reduce pressure on the North Platte River system. This would provide benefits to water users and river flows from Nebraska's Panhandle to Lake McConaughey and below on the North Platte system, as well as downstream on the Platte River, all the way to its confluence with the Missouri River. Return flows from irrigated lands make their way back to the river, allowing water supplies to be reused multiple times for multiple purposes. These combined positive impacts would provide benefits not just to existing irrigated agriculture, but also to environmental needs for endangered species and other aquatic life, municipal needs such as Lincoln and Omaha well fields, which draw on Platte River supplies, recreation, power generation, and others. The true value of these impacts is beyond just dollar amounts. However, recent information on water pricing provides some insight as to the economic value of water. For 72,500 acre-feet of water, the volume of estimated surplus flow from the 2023 event, the value could range from around $13 million, reflective of certain Nebraska area estimates, to around $580 million, using values at the current going rate for water in the Front Range of Colorado. In other words, the economic benefits of surplus waters from 2023 alone, benefits that were not previously quantified by earlier economic studies, could exceed the total costs of the Perkins County Canal project when viewed from water values in the Front Range. With the addition of these benefits, created by diverting and storing surplus flows, the advantages of the Perkins County Canal and the degree to which benefits exceed costs become even more striking, and these benefits will continue to grow into the future when additional high flows, which are a regular part of the South Platte hydrology, are captured as surplus flows. Surplus flows are clearly an important additional benefit of the Perkins County Canal project, and once the Perkins County Canal project is in place, the effects of these surplus supplies will benefit all of Nebraska from now and into the future.